that's kind of been floundering since then is the Rocks. Mark Ducey. I don't know if you saw that he traded for Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
And since the Rocks have attained Brett Favre, he's only been putting up, I think, 12 points and 9 points. He's actually had Chad Pennington on the bench that's doing better.
Yeah. It's Brett Favre, though. He's going to throw us interceptions, you know?
Right. And I think he's still out there for some big games. And then Wang and Tang, Robbie Rivera, defending champion Robbie Rivera, which we're all proud of course. He actually won 2 games last week, including beating his old nemesis, Les Salzman, the Brew Crew. Nice. Now, these guys have had message board wars before. And Robbie Rivera, despite a losing record, besides a pathetic team, is 5-1 all-time against the Beast.
5-1?
5-1. He's only lost 1 time. He's won 5, including a playoff win last year.
Nice. You know who I started when I won the fantasy football? Who's my starting quarterback?
It was no, I can tell you this. It was a Detroit backup. It was
was it Detroit? I don't even remember. I didn't even need a quarterback.
It was I don't even think he's in the league anymore.
Quarterback.
Who was it? Who was that guy?
It was like Broyle, or was it?
It was somebody with the same skill set as Broyle. You know, I'd have to look that up.
Guy, it was like.
If any of you guys are bored at home, go onto the website and you can look up archives for 2005, and you can see that Eric's team that you had that year was a very, in the playoffs at least, it seemed to be a mediocre team. But it just goes to show that if you're riding the hot hand at the time, you can do anything. And if you know your talent. I mean, I think, to be honest with you, half of the reason, you know, I look at not only who's playing, but who they are playing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I made a mistake last week, but the thinking was positive. I benched the Packers defense because they're playing the Colts, and I picked up Dallas's defense that's playing the Rams.
Oh, you should have known the Rams have to go somewhere. They got to do something with.
Well, the Packers only run 2 back for touchdowns and stuff, but thank goodness I didn't need those points. Maybe next week. Maybe next week. In the other division, the Man Whores, and this is what I really...
Dane, Chris Chambers rocks.
I really think this is...
You know Dane, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay, go ahead.
But you know Dane, if he would have had Chris Chambers on his team, he would have averaged more points a week. He would have still beat the teams he did.
His wide receivers have been suspect at best, but he's been getting by with wins. He's 9-3. Chris Chambers, though he's been hurt, Dane has mentioned that Chambers has been hurt a couple weeks, to the chagrin of the A-Dogs, who I think is the 4th team that's owned Chris Chambers this year.
Yeah, well, but this guy getting ready for the playoffs. That's all it's about.
In any event, the Man Whores are 9-3. They're looking like they're going to be a playoff team. Katie Peck, the Divas, lost Reggie Bush this week, and they're 8-4. This is the first time Katie's been out of first place. What do you think is surprising Katie?
Katie, she's...
No, she is running her own team. We joke, but she's in there. She's saying, John, you know, I'm going to start with Breeze. I'm not going to start Manning. You know, I'm not going to trade with the Brew Crew this week. I'm going to keep Manning.
Whatever, Johnny. You make all final decisions when it comes down to it.
I come upstairs. I want to watch.
She does not make the choice. She doesn't even get on the computer.
On a Sunday, I come upstairs. I want to watch Platinum Weddings. Nope, she's down there watching the. Oh, I got to watch the Falcons because I have a player on there. I'm like, I don't care about the Falcons.
Look at the dogs out there.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. This is actually a lovely setting. Your apples came in good this year, by the way. Is that you who, do you guys can the apples or applesauce?
I don't spray them. The kids come from jumping over the fence and pick them.
Oh, do they? Do you ever shoot them or?
No.
Jason?
Jason?
I'd love to see Jason chase the kids down the street.
He can't run anymore. He had his, surgery on his leg.
Yeah.
Acute compartment syndrome, whatever.
We sure missed him out on the softball field this year.
Yeah.
That was some great play that he had in the in that preseason game where he got hit in the head.
Yeah, on a slow pitch.
3rd place in the division is the Spades, 7-5. I think this right here shows you just how weak this division is, that Robbie would actually automatically qualify for a playoff spot, not using the lottery system. I mean, your thoughts? Robbie's team's kind of...
Junior Hunt. I mean,
he's never had a winning record.
Yeah, he's due to get one. He's due to get one.
I don't know. I don't know if he's due this early, but it took the Double Rays 11 years to get a winning season. I think I was expecting 15 was the over/under there for Robbie, but
Robbie will find some way to lose 6 in a row.
Well, we'll see. The Pussycats are the team that's right on his tail, 6-6. Once again, this shows me that I think this is the inferior division. Now, if the Spades and the Pussycats aren't the teams I'd be worried about, I'm a little impressed with your brother's team.
Pussycats got Peyton Manning. He hasn't done much this year.
On a roller coaster this year. He's not the dependable Peyton Manning.
He had one good game so far.
She's got Deshaun Jackson. I like that rookie out of Philadelphia.
How'd she get that guy?
She drafted him. She did her homework. I think it was just the next top guy on the board, and she's like, I'll take that guy.
I'll take that one.
Deshaun Jackson, So, your brother's team is 5-7. He's right back in the playoff hunt.
5-7?
5-7. In a weak division, that's still good.
Very weak.
So he's only 2 games out of a playoff spot. If he sweeps this week and the Spades lose 2, there he is.
Wow. You better be thinking about that little lottery pick.
Well, he's had 3 consecutive playoff appearances.
Well, it looks like it comes to an end.
The Privateers, Russ is 5-7. The Master won 2 games. They're 3-9.
The Master.
That's Ed Ducey. That's Mark
Yes.
Ducey's team. That looks like the trade benefited Ed. He won 2 games this week. Scored this most points he ever scored, 91. And then Smear the Queers are 1-11. This year's spades of the league. He lost Tom Brady early. I know you probably met James Chapman briefly at the draft, but it's a tough season. Any words of encouragement for James out there on a very long season?
It's 2 keepers for Tom Brady and
Adrian Peterson, the running back from Minnesota.
And if you saw those 2 keepers, you would want those 2 keepers out of any other team, pretty much.
Yeah, I thought going in, and I kind of wrote this a little bit, he's the odds-on favorite.
Yeah.
He could have drafted a mediocre team, and he would still been okay, but with Tom Brady hurt, and he did. I thought he did draft a mediocre team, and when Tom Brady went down, it's just gone. 1-11 is what you're looking at. Not much you can say, but there's the lottery, and there's always next year.
I wanted to serve well with the 4th-string quarterback.
There you go. That's true. I wish I knew who that was. I should have done my homework. That's my bad. No, that's my bad. I should know that.
Heward? No.
No, it wasn't Heward. I thought it was somebody from Detroit.
Don't worry, you guys have never heard of his name.
First person who can send that in via email gets, I don't know, free blimpy sub.
No kidding.
Okay, we'll see. Okay.
Dairy Queen.
Oh,
Delight.
yeah, that's a Dairy Delight would be very nice right now. Surprises or in the league, or who do you fear? Maybe is there a team out there you're like?
I don't fear no one. Seriously, I look at any team and go, they suck. Well, they don't suck. It's just the fact that I'm gonna win.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Sure.
But the only thing is playoffs. I'm gonna get lucky.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna make the playoffs. The fact is,
a guarantee here that you're making the playoffs.
yeah, I guarantee.
Sure. And then anybody you're surprised by in this?
I'm surprised. Gosh. Dane for not being at the draft and having Johnny pick his team.
I didn't pick his team. That was Mark Ducey who picked his team.
Was it?
Via phone. Yeah, remember Mark was calling in. I picked Rivera's team, which is 4-8. But Dane, to his credit, dropped a lot of players. He dropped Chris Chambers and others.
Yeah, I don't
So
understand.
he did remake his team. We give the man horse a little bit of credit.
Chris Chambers. How did you drop him?
Now, you and Dane had
he scores a bunch of touchdowns. Yeah, this should drop him.
you and Dane had a nice little discussion on the message board.
Yeah,
a
he
little
gets mad easy.
bit. Does he? He's
Yeah.
always sensitive.
I know, I can see him crying when he's typing it.
But he did bring up a stat. His little
Bitch!
because he does like he does come back with the stats, and he says that he would have beat you 4 out of 5 times if you played each week. Did you see his little
4 out of 5 times. Get real.
But
So who else gonna go out there and look? I could say, yeah, right. No one knows.
any now it would be kind of a possible Super Bowl preview. You and him. I
Dane,
mean-
you're the best.
oh, that's nice of you. That's good.
April 1st.
This week there's some interesting matchups. You are going against your brother. I don't know if you saw that yet.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even look at the team this year.
Yep,
oh, look, I haven't even been on the board. I knew I was playing him this week.
Yeah?
Didn't change my lineup.
Are you going to change your lineup?
No, I don't need to.
Okay, good. So you're predicting victory. Your brother just scored 146 points. That's the most by
I
any
hope
team this
he
year.
wins. I do.
He's got Kyle Orton, who he's put a lot of he's invested a lot of his time and energy in, and
Yeah, Kyle Orton's awesome. He's for KO, baby.
you're also playing injured reserves, Mikey. Any fears there?
Kyle Orton, dude.
Any fears for Mikey? He's got LT, who's been steadily going down. I've got Larry Johnson. There's some players who have been steadily going
Yeah,
down.
a keeper when you.
Yeah.
League wasn't even a keeper team, and he had Larry Johnson as a keeper.
It's always been a keeper league. We've always had it as a keeper league. I'll bring out the
Did we really?
I'll bring out the newsletter from 2006.
At the end of the year, we did. We decided.
No,
in the
we
summer, yeah, in the
discussed it.
summer, we
We
decided.
talked about
We're
it.
talking about having a keeper league. Well, look at you. You had Sean Alexander, and Larry Johnson. You know, the 2 best players for that year.
I think people remember that it was going to be a keeper league. I think we announced it at the draft when you and Sonny were out playing
Karma.
ping pong.
That's why they both got hurt and they suck now.
Well, that's all right. I don't need them to be in first, as you can see. If I may borrow a line from you, I don't need them.
Yeah.
They suck. They're on my bench. That's where they're going to be because they're old. You play injured reserves. You play Dr. Mo.
My backup running back scored more points than half the teams out there in this league.
Do you predict any upset here? You think you're going to beat these 2 teams? This would get you to 9-4.
I hope I lose. I really do. Seriously.